I am going to have ChatGPT recreate Grand Theft Auto from scratch in 1 minute versus 10 minutes versus 1 hour, and we're going to see what it's capable of doing in said time span. That said, let's start off with the 1 minute version. I've already prepared a prompt in advance, so let's simply give it to ChatGPT and see what it's capable of. Right, so ChatGPT has just finished coding the 1 minute version. Here's the code. It has also stated what this version is going to include, so now I am very excited to set this code up and see what it's going to do. Right, so we just booted up the game, and straight off the bat we can see that we have some controls that we can use. So we have our movement controls, which work beautifully, and then there's also the enter and exit car feature, which is really nice. Now this is definitely the car we're looking at because I don't see any other objects. Everything else is just, these are buildings, some grass, and the road that we are going to drive on. Now, because this is a GTA game, we're going to enter the car and see if it even works. And it works beautifully, right? So, in classic GTA fashion, we're not going to use the road exclusively. That said, the car works actually really well. The one thing that I can say is that the sensitivity for changing the car's direction or turning the wheel on the car, it's very sensitive, right? So overall I have decent control of the car, but if I were to go ahead and start holding either the A or D key, what's going to happen is this. In all honesty, I am not complaining whatsoever. I kind of like that the car listens to me so nicely, so that's another good thing. Now for the most part, that is pretty much everything the 1 minute version has to offer. We can enter the car, we can drive it around, we can exit the car, we can run around as the player. There are no hitboxes, we can just go anywhere, the game doesn't care. Matter of fact, I think we can just go off the map. For the most part, that is everything for the 1 minute version. I'm gonna try to get back to the map, but now it is officially time for the 10-minute version. Right, so the 10 minutes for the 10-minute version officially start now. Let's go ahead and paste in the prompt, pretty much the same one that we used last time, except now ChatGPT knows we have 10 minutes, so it's going to go ahead and do the... What? Right, so we officially have the first bit of code for the 10-minute version, so let's go ahead and get this code set up. Right, so we are in the first version. So, the first thing that I noticed is that the buildings actually have proper hitboxes. The second thing that I've noticed is that every building here is kind of deformed. Some of them are straight up on the road, which is awesome. Actually, wait, is this the entrance? No, it's not the entrance. I wonder what the purpose of this gray bar is. But we cannot enter our car because, yeah, we just can't. There's a wall in front of us, so let's go ahead and report this to ChatGPT and see what it does. Okay, great news. ChatGPT just did some debugging, explained why the bug happened. Now we have a new set of code, but we've limited time, so let's go ahead and act quickly. Okay, right, so we are now in the second version, and the buildings are actually not severely deformed anymore. They're not on the middle of the road, but they are all kind of in a line, so it does look a bit creepy, but that's not the point. Now we need to test out the car mechanics, and the car actually works really nicely. It's colliding with the buildings, it's not allowing us to go through them. This is looking great already. Now, let's go ahead and add some more features while we still have time. Right, so I am finally done adding in the new stuff, and as you may already see, we have these little cheese ball looking thingies floating around. What these are is they're pedestrians, and they behave pretty similarly to me, but they just run around randomly. They collide with buildings, they can't go into them, they can't go out of them, they just run around the street freely, and for the most part that is their entire purpose. So the whole point of this was to just add these pedestrians so we can use them later. Right, so I finally finished doing the final bit of debugging, adding in a bit of extra stuff, so the 10 minutes are finally over. Now all we have to do is get this code set up and see what we've made of the 10-minute version. Right, so we are officially in the final version of the 10-minute game. So, straight off the bat, ChatGPT did promise me that I would have purple enemies, purple circles chasing me around. And I think I messed up that part when I was adding them into the code, because they are nowhere to be seen. There are still the pedestrians, and the shooting function is here, which... yeah, I added in properly, but the enemies, I think I messed up something, so they're not even here. Nonetheless, the car still works beautifully. Yep, getting it stuck into a building is awesome. I love it. This hitbox is criminal. I'm pressing the W key. I'm not able to move forward, so overall that's pretty great. The pedestrians... Oh. Oh, wait, we just got a really big bug. So we can shoot out of the car, which is really funny. That's awesome. So the pedestrians are invincible, that's one thing. That, or my aim is just that awful. So I am unable to get out of the car, that's one thing. I'm pressing the E button once, and it puts me right back in. And yeah, oh wait, I can also spin around in the car like this. It looks really weird. But for the most part, yeah, that is pretty much everything the 10-minute version has to offer. Right, but I'd say it's about time that we carry on to the next part, which is the 1 hour game. Alright, the timer for the 1 hour version officially starts now. Like before, we have a prompt ready in advance, so let's go ahead and send it. Right, so ChatGPT has graced us with the first bit of code for the 1 hour version. Now it's also labeled everything really nicely, as you can see, which is incredible. But it has also stated that it's not a playable version yet. We're going to have to add additional parts of code on it, so we finally get a playable version. Alright, I am proud to say that I may have wasted 10 minutes on debugging this code. So now we should have our first playable version. Okay, so we are in, and straight off the bat, I can't move. And I have a bunch of enemies running at me. These are all cops. The blue circles, they're cops. And they're all stuck inside of me. And now we're all inside this building and we cannot move. So I see we have our car, we have our pedestrians, but we can't do anything else. Okay, this is amazing. I fixed the bug where we're stuck inside of a building. Now, the enemies are the purple circles that are chasing us, and the blue ones are the cops. The cops are invincible. Okay, that's awesome. And as you can see, the wanted level, we now have a wanted system too, but now yes, we have the wanted system, but there's not really a point of it. The cops, they can run up to me, they can give me a kiss on the cheek, but that's about everything that they can do. They don't do any damage to me because there's no health system in place. And plus, I can't do anything to these cops either, so they're just going to chase me forever like magnets. They also seem to go through buildings, so they don't care about hitboxes. And the pedestrians, some of them, are stuck inside buildings. I think honestly that part is okay, like people are allowed to be home, right? But yes, we're going to go ahead and report this to ChatGPT that A, the cops are going through walls, B, the cops are totally invincible, and C, I just run out of enemies instantly. Yes, they do have health bars though, which is awesome. And let's check vehicle real quick. The vehicle works really nicely too, so yes, the car is okay. Right, so we've done a bit of debugging on the enemy department, as well as made the cops a bit more aggressive, and they're not gonna go through buildings now, so let's try it out. Okay, great, it works now. So the enemies still go through walls and the cops are totally immobile. Okay, that's not too great. I don't know why they're doing that, but the enemies do respawn, which is one thing that we were trying to achieve, so this is great. But they don't provide any benefit upon killing them, so we're gonna have to add something for that. First of all, we need to get these cops fixed because they are immobile and they're creating a mosh pit, and they're doing absolutely nothing whatsoever. Okay, so I did a bit of debugging and the enemies should work now. They still go through walls, but if I shoot them, cops are moving and busted immediately. Oh, they get stuck on walls though, that's awesome. Wait. Oh great, they like stick to the walls. Oh. Okay, yeah, so the cops are extremely aggressive, but I have 5 stars, so honestly I wasn't expecting anything less. That's great though, the police work. Right, so we've 15 minutes left on the clock and we've added the first bit of visual improvements to the game, so let's go ahead and test it out. Okay, wow. This is truly way better. I love this. Except I do have to say the road textures are a bit bugged. As you can see, like every crossroad, it's I don't even know how to describe it. It's so... Okay, great. So we did a bit of extra bug fixing and now the sidewalks kind of work. They're only halfway done. Let's actually get them so that they're around the entire square, not just half of it. And honestly, I think that'll do. I think that's okay. We can just add more decorations later too. Alright, nice. Okay, this is great to see. So the sidewalks actually work really nicely now. Our roads have a bit more texture. The buildings have a bit more texture. I think we can add more decoration to this world now. Ooh, ChatGPT wants to add city decorations. I love the sound of that. In the time department though, we only have 7 minutes remaining, so that's pretty much why I'm decorating right now, just to make the game look prettier, make it look like it actually took an hour to make, so yeah. Okay, and the 1 hour mark is officially reached, so what I did in the last few minutes was decorate as much as I could. I attempted to add city decorations, so like trees and other stuff, but after spending like 5 minutes on it, I could not get them to work, so I just gave up on it. I did decorate the cars, so let's go ahead, boot up the final version of our 1 hour GTA and see what ChatGPT has created. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially in. I also want to test out the car, so the car is another thing that I decided to decorate. Right, I should remember that the enemies don't actually harm me, so we can drive around peacefully. Also, I gotta say, something has happened to the car where the turning is extremely weird. It feels really janky and weird. I can't exactly put it into words, but something about it just feels really off. It's, I can't really describe it. So we can get in and out of the car, which is incredible. I love that. And yeah, we've done a bit of decorating. We have sidewalks around each house. This place does kind of look like the back rooms though, because everything is just so all in one place. But again, that's okay. We gave ChatGPT an hour and I'm using the free model. I did not expect ChatGPT to add shadows to these buildings. I just noticed that actually right now. That's a very nice touch actually. It makes the buildings look much more like alive. It makes them feel more detailed in a way. It makes them look way better, like the quality has drastically increased. So yeah, the enemies still work fine. They're all bunched up right now, so you just saw me shooting them. They were bunched up, that's why it looked like they were taking no damage. And for the most part, the pedestrians, we kind of totally forgot about the pedestrians. There's still these little cheese balls getting stuck inside of buildings, wandering around aimlessly. Actually, they're not bad because they add life to the game, and that's always a really nice touch. Right, so what I was saying is that when you go forwards, the car's really fast. When you go backwards, the car's a lot slower. Forward faster, backward slower. That's a really nice touch. Honestly, there aren't any objectives, if we're being honest. But for the most part, that is it. That is it. I appreciate you all for watching. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I can say for sure that in the process of making this video, I learned a lot of new stuff and I am very excited to explore new ideas and have you all tag along. So, if you enjoyed this kind of content, do subscribe to be part of the journey. For the most part, that'll be it and I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye bye.